What a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and thank you so much for spending a little piece of a beautiful evening with me on this Wednesday, which means it's press day, which means they're just putting the finishing touches on tomorrow's edition of the Syersville Independent, just in the other room and at multiple locations nowadays. That's how it works, right? And with that said, Heather will have some more information on the road meeting last night for the Mountain Parkway expansion project. I'll get you up to date on just what I can in a few seconds there, and a bunch of other very important news and, of course, entertainment. And have you seen our new crossword puzzle yet? It was a hit last week, and we're going to try to keep this up. I don't know about weekly. Might solicit a little bit of input there to help that happen, but nevertheless, check that out. It's really cute little idea, and I think it was mine, if you want the truth about it. Let me know what you think. Nevertheless, headlines tonight, and that will be, of course, including last night's 57th District boys round between the Hornets and the Tigers. I have the McGoffin County Fiscal Court meeting and a host of other news that will already be hard to work into the rest of the week, so let's go ahead and get to it right after just a word or two. Someone dies in the U.S. every 7 minutes from an overdose, and over half of the population gets or takes pills from a friend or relative. And about 46 million and counting are exposed to narcotics in their drinking water. So don't toss them, flush them, or leave them lying around. Safely dispose of your unneeded meds anytime at Parkway Pharmacy,
where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
McGoffin Farm Bureau and manager Doug Green are proud to welcome Agent Jeff Salyer to the agency. Jeff's lifelong knowledge of the community and our people make him an immediate asset for all of your auto, home, life, commercial, and retirement investments. They're waiting for your call or visit at McGoffin Farm Bureau.
At Golden Law Office, our attorneys previously represented the nation's largest insurance and trucking companies, handling cases involving serious personal injury and death. We know their strategies, how they will defend the case, and what factors drive large settlements. The attorneys at Golden Law Office can use this inside knowledge to ensure your case is handled effectively and aggressively. Hiring Golden Law Office provides you with a strategic advantage. Call Golden Law Office today.
More beautiful weather in store, 80 degrees tomorrow, some sun, some clouds, a lot of wind, and some rains in your 7-day. We'll have that update for you, of course, at the very latter part of the program. So with my being at the district tournament last night, I did have a camera at the road meeting at the McGoffin County High School, where there were hundreds of McGoffin Countyans and Floyd Countyans in attendance, all eager to find out about the proposed plans for the Mountain Parkway expansion from here in Syersville to Prestonsburg. I think just a little shy of a total of 300 people came into the McGoffin County High School last night to see the proposed plans. A lot of them, of course, landowners eager and anxious to find out if or how they would be affected by this proposed cross-country route that will essentially finish the Mountain Parkway expansion project and link pretty much Eastern Kentucky with the western part of the Commonwealth. I'll have more on the program at a later date. I can tell you that Transportation Cabinet did have maps. They had a complete list of well over 100 landowners that will be affected, some to a small, some to a large degree. There will be homes which will be taken as a result. Many of these landowners have already been contacted by the Transportation Cabinet or their representatives about those situations and right-of-way acquisitions, and many more are to be. They did stress that nothing was absolutely concrete at this time, but the cross-country corridor is, of course, their general concept as of right now. And we will have, again, more on this on the program, but in tomorrow's edition of the Syersville Independent, Heather has been in contact with representatives of the Transportation Cabinet, and you can read more about last night's meeting there. And soon I will have a more detailed map showing you just exactly the proposed route and the parcels, or at least a partial list of parcels of property that it will affect. For now, let's go on to tonight's coverage of the McGoffin County Fiscal Court session from last evening. One of the portions of the meeting that I will focus on tonight is one that I was very glad to hear. It's so wonderful to think that there's at least a possibility of one of McGoffin County's abandoned, if you will, elementary schools being repurposed in the future. McGoffin County Judge Executive Matt Wyman says he has been contacted by more than one entity about interest in, for example, the old Millard Hensley School, and that the county is going to look into by way of a study to determine as to whether or not just how feasible that would be. Judge Wireman saying that the old Millard Hensley School is up for sale currently, and in order to apply for grants or other funding to potentially purchase and convert the location into something for the county, well, it would have to be evaluated, and the court has proposed just that.
This item is something that's came about from a couple of different nonprofits and from some people maybe interested in trying to put some kind of business in here. And what it is, the Millard Hensley School is sitting down there and hasn't been used in many years, and it's up for sale. And in order for us to apply for grants to possibly make that purchase, we have to know that it's operational, it's sound, it's solid, and all those kind of things, and so that we can apply for a grant maybe to buy it. In order to do that, we need to have an engineering firm go through. Reached out to a couple of local engineering firms, and they pointed me in the direction of this group called Solid Ground. They have sent a proposal to go down and to review and evaluate all of the systems in the facility and the structure, and it's going to be at a cost of $6,500 lump sum. That's everything. If we was to go buy it and it costs $1 million to put the HVAC back in, then we don't want it. But if everything's functional, then it may be something that we can get. We got some groups wanting to maybe put some kind of treatment center in. We got some groups wanting to maybe put some kind of business manufacturing on that site, but it's got a lot of acreage with it. Yeah. And it should be part of economic development.
In some other local economics, the fiscal court also approved a resolution authorizing House Bill 1 Community Development Project funds to purchase a vehicle for our McGoffin County Senior Citizens Program to use for their Meals on Wheels program. The program is just as vital as the Senior Citizens Organization itself. The judge explaining that they had looked into USDA funding, but the center's current vehicle is in poor condition, and this cost severance funding is available now, proposing to go ahead and use $50,000 of that to make the purchase sooner.
To consider, approve purchasing a vehicle for the Senior Citizens Center and for their Meals on Wheels. We had looked at trying to do this with USDA, but that's such a lengthy process, and the vehicles have gotten now on their last leg. So rather than do that, we're able now to access some more cost severance money that just came in on a single line item this last quarter, and so I believe it would be a lot quicker and more efficient to go ahead and use $50,000 of cost severance money and get that vehicle sooner than later.
So the $50,000 you can...
No, I can get as much as you want. I can use what we got available, but I've already went through Enterprise on their Sourcewell contract and had them quote a Ford Explorer, which is what they asked for, something they could lay all the seats down in or have 3 rows of seating to haul people in, be able to get up and down these halls, be able to turn it, and all those kind of things. Yeah. And it's somewhere between 43 to 45 on their contract.
And in other information, one sure sign of spring in McGoffin County is the annual spring cleanup campaign. Well, I can't tell you if spring's going to get here any earlier, but the spring cleanup campaign is getting here this year much earlier, largely due to the fact that the annual Kentucky Waste Tire Management Program is being set by the state and not the county, and they are setting it earlier this year, saying that the program's dates for the tire collection program will be towards the end of April, and the county needs to hold its countywide cleanup now prior to that.
This is where we get rid of all the used tires. The state comes in as part of their program, and they pick them all up and they haul them off for us. We have another thing where we do that throughout the year, where we get a little money to get those tractor trailers that you see sitting down there that we fill up throughout the year. These are all for all private, personal waste tires. This is not something for tire stores and garages and people that sell tires. We got to do this so we can get rid of all those tires, because in our spring cleanup we usually get 4 or 5 tractor trailer loads. Problem this year is they scheduled the dates and they backed it up to April the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, which is going to mess with our spring cleanup. So the only way to fix that is to back it up a little bit and not do the week breaks in between. So I'll have a second recommendation here in just a minute on our spring cleanup dates, but we need to have them all done before the 20th of April. Weather, good weather, that'd be great. But, you know, we looked at possibly doing them in March, but it snows in March every time you try to plant something in March. So we're gonna look toward the end of March to the first 2 weeks of April leading up to this, and then hopefully have it done. But this right here is a really great program that we get every year, and we gotta do it. Any questions on that?
So again, and we'll start running this on the calendar sooner than later, the spring cleanup campaign for the county will begin March the 27th that week for District 3. District 1 will be the week of April the 3rd. District 2 will be the week of April the 10th. And April the 17th through the 19th will be dedicated for just getting caught up on anything they might have missed, as well as for separating out the tires collected during the cleanup so they can have those sent on through the Kentucky Waste Tire Management Program, April the 20th through the 22nd. Now, there were a lot of other items in the agenda. They approved a bid, taking the lowest bid for new flooring for the Justice Center, which was damaged, of course, during the burst pipe situation during the winter. A long list of other things that you can read about in tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent, and I hope you do. 57th District highlights, your weather, and more still to come. There where every day starts, it's made and it ends. From hitting the floor to hitting the road and back, your feet carry the day's duties. And if you're hurting from what might be a work or sports or stress-related fracture you don't even know about, diabetic, or that all too often heel pain that just won't go away, or any type of pain or discomfort or in need of wound care, come to where they care.
Put your best foot forward and come visit our podiatry team. We care about our patients and their feet.
That's Dr. Cheney and her team at Hope Family Podiatry Center next to Hope Family Pediatrics on the Mountain Parkway.
You've read about him in the books. You've seen him at the movies. Everyone loves Paddington Bear. The charming, accident-prone, marmalade-loving bear is headed to the Mountain Arts Center on February 27th. This hilarious, fun-filled comedy is filled with mischief, mayhem, and a whole lot of mess. A hysterical show for the whole family to enjoy. Don't miss Paddington Gets in a Jam. Get your tickets today at macarts.com. This presentation is partially sponsored by the Kentucky Arts Council.
Banking from home or on the go has never been easier and will forever be an important and necessary part of life. And Sagersville National has been and will always be at the forefront of meeting and exceeding your financial needs and giving you the safest and most worry-free online and mobile banking so you can worry about the important things, like what's for dinner. They're there when you need them at the main and branch locations of the Sagersville National Bank. Up next, tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar that starts off with a birthday that says happy 36th birthday to Wendy Wheeler, Stiltner. Love Ty, love Aiden, love Mom, love Braxton, love Michael, and Micah. Wishing you many, many more. Happy 36th birthday, Wendy. Happy birthday to you. Coming up on Saturday, March the 4th, the Middle Fork Fire Department invites everyone in the county and elsewhere to join them for their first annual Middle Fork Community Day. Come out. They're going to have cornhole tournaments, rook games, horseshoes, trophies for everyone who wins in every category, and they're all free. Nothing to participate, no entry fees, and they all as well will be feeding you good with a $10 Southern Catfish fried dinner with all the fixings and your choice of a drink and a dessert. Oh my goodness, and it's going to be good. They really know how to do it. They just want to help have some fun with folks in their community and in other parts of McGoffin County and the area as well. So they cordially invite you to that event to make some memories with your neighbors. And I cordially invite you to use my calendar for birthdays, anniversaries, and announcements like you just heard anytime. Just tell me, and I'll be glad to tell everyone else about them. Now turning to announcements provided by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Funeral services are pending for 80-year-old Pauline Sloan of Oxshire Branch. She passed away Tuesday of this week at her home. There was arrangements to be announced soon through the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Don't let Mother Nature be the one to remind you about your tires. Stop by Conley Tire and let them make sure that you're safe in getting from A to B. Tires, wheels, oil changes, brake repair, and maintenance. And be sure to click on ConleyTire.net for all the latest offers with 6 months no interest payments at Conley Tire or ConleyTire.net.
I'm Bill Tinker. I've spent the past 19 years defending insurance companies in car crashes, truck crashes, and slip and falls. Are you involved in a case like that? Is the insurance company giving you the runaround about your medical bills, your benefits, or your lost wages? Contact me at McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
Trade it and upgrade it now at Appalachian Wireless and receive up to $700 off when you trade your old eligible device in and upgrade to a new iPhone 14 Pro Max or Samsung S23 Ultra on a qualifying Appalachian Advantage plan. What better way to start the year off right than with upgrading to a new 5G compatible device on the region's best network while saving up to $700 off on the hottest smartphones. Appalachian Wireless giving you another reason to come join the Big Blue Network. Why? Because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless. Wireless.com for full terms and conditions.
Ratliff & Ratliff Family Dentistry, locally and family owned since 1969, is now proudly providing treatment for headaches, jaw and muscle pain. They offer trigger point therapy along with Botox to effectively treat and reduce symptoms of TMJ pain. And Dr. Beth Ann, member of the American Academy of Facial Aesthetics, also offers Botox therapy and dermal fillers for all of your cosmetic needs. Call 349-2812 to schedule an appointment and allow their highly trained and friendly staff to take care of all your dental and cosmetic needs. First round boys action in the 57th District last night turned out just to be as exciting and as thrilling as you would expect. The outcome, of course, can only go one way. Going into last night's game, of course, Magafa County had swept Paintsville during the regular season on both occasions, 61-48, 61-49, 56-48, I think. Nevertheless, as I told you when covering girls' action last night, when the district tournament rolls around, it's just like a big reset button because you can't take into account predictions, the past scores, or meetups from the regular season because it's just all a new game. And that was the case last night as the Tigers hosted Magafa County on their home court. And Magafa County's up 9-5, 5 minutes into the game, with Zane Whitaker's turnaround jumper making it an 11-5 game early. But the first of countless, and I do mean countless, ties comes off a high bounce from a long three by Brock Woods, 7:25 in the second quarter. And Tigers take their first lead early in the second quarter, and they're up 5 with 1:22 in the half when Connor Fugit gets the shot high off the glass to fall 23-16 Paintsville. And Fugit's long three here is the last basket of the first half, sending this one to the break, 28-20 Paintsville. Now, late down in the third, 40 seconds left, Magafa County closes it to a three-point gap when Ben Lafferty gets the rebound, the putback, and the foul. But in the last 7 seconds of the third quarter, Fugit rushes in and makes his way to the corner, throwing up the three, and Barnett gets his third foul. And Fugit cashes in on all three freebies, and the fourth quarter will begin 41-35 Paintsville. And the Tigers go on a 6-0 run, pushing it out to 47-35 until Magafa County makes their first shot of the last quarter, a much-needed three from Barnett at 5:08 to play. Then Ethan Salyer forces a turnover. Barnett's three attempt is off the iron, but Zane Whitaker's there to clean up, and it's 47-40 Paintsville. Now down to the 3-minute mark. A missed Tiger attempt and the bank by Barnett to follow, and it's a 4-point deficit for Magafa County. And a Paintsville turnover later, and the layup by Salyer, and it's a 2-point game for the Hornets. And fouled under Paintsville's goal, Zane Whitaker knocks down 2 free throws, 2 of 2, to tie 50 apiece at the 2-minute mark. and they stay tied all the way down to the 2-second mark. Fugate couldn't sink this shot under the basket, and McGoffin County rebounds and works the clock from 1:20 to go all the way down to 6 seconds. Barnett's shot is blocked. Zane comes down with it. There's a scramble, and it's still McGoffin County ball with 2 seconds to play. The Hornets inbound under their own goal all the way out to Barnett. He collects it, but not in time to make the shot, and it's OT. Where the Tigers get the tip, Fugate nails the three. On the other end, Barnett nails down one of his own. And then McGoffin County steals the ball, can't make the shot. Tigers rebound, Fugate's on the move. A perfect bounce to Ethan Cole for the lead. Then Barnett goes in for the two-hander to tie at 2:25 to play. And Fugate puts the Tigers back on top at the 1:45 mark. And then a missed McGoffin County bucket gives Paintsville time to run the clock until a fourth foul on Zane Whitaker puts Fugate in familiar territory. He has been deadly accurate all night, 2 of 2 again. And another McGoffin County foul. This one sending Frederick James to the line. He's 2 of 2. And the Tigers pull away in overtime. Final score, 60 for McGoffin County, 63 for Paintsville, and Paintsville will advance to Friday night's championship, taking on the winner of tonight's Central Martin County matchup. The boys from McGoffin County putting the lid on this season at 16-11 overall, 11-4 in regional competition, and 5-1 in their district, technically 5-2 for complete play against district teams. The reassurance of getting your medications and over-the-counter needs at Sagersville's oldest and most trusted pharmacy, the convenience of curbside pickup and call-ahead service, and the fact that you can walk in, order to go, or sit down and get gourmet quality hot fudge brownies, nachos, shakes, coffees, hot dogs with homemade sauce, desserts, and more makes it more than your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy. It's a destination in downtown Sagersville, Frazier's Prater Drugstore. It doesn't get any sweeter than that. Now, what's good old Mother Nature got in the store? Well, winds, I can tell you that. Yeah, strong southwesterly winds up to 35 miles per hour this evening and tonight, and up to 35 or so pretty much Thursday through Tuesday at times, maybe hitting 40 miles per hour. Off and on, mild conditions though temperature-wise. Let's wrap it up tonight. We're just going to hit, 59 degrees for nighttime lows. No showers until mainly after 1 o'clock. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Breezy, again, 11 to 18 mile per hour winds on average, up to 30, 35. But maybe a half an inch of rain during the overnight, but we're still hours away. So enjoy the rest of your evening. And enjoy tomorrow's temperatures. A 30% chance of showers mainly before 8 in the morning. We'll see mostly cloudy skies start to give way to some gradual clearing. We'll top out at 80 tomorrow. I think we'll see some sun. We'll definitely see winds around 30 at times. And we will see clouds increasing tomorrow night, but not making any more rain on your Thursday, and a more understandable 42-degree low for your Thursday night. So a little slow of a start to get there, but warm and nice, I think, at some point tomorrow. While Friday, we will see 53 degrees, much cooler, 35 degrees for nighttime lows, partly sunny skies, 30% of showers after 5 a.m. into your Saturday morning. So another dry day on your Friday. The weekend, not so much. 60% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, 51 and 41 for your high and your low for the first half of the weekend. Sunday looks to be, again, with more clouds and showers, possibly than not, a lesser but still 40% chance of some showers, but 58 and 47 still mild. Windy again on your Monday. I think winds will kind of crank back up. we'll see 70 degrees as temperatures crank back up with them. And again, clouds and a good chance of some showers. No stormy weather associated with this. Heavy rains, I'm not going to go there as of yet. We'll have an update for you tomorrow or Friday as we look ahead to next week. After Monday, we back off to the close to 60-degree mark. Tuesday and Wednesday, sunny and nighttime lows in the mid-30s, low 40s. So still, even at the lowest point in the 7-day, not all that low, right? That's going to do it for tonight. I have a lot to do tonight, a lot to do tomorrow before I see you next time. I hope that you'll have tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent firmly in your grasp tomorrow. Heather will have more information on the road meeting about the Fountain Parkway expansion and a lot of other very important news. And did you see our crossword puzzle in last week's edition? I got to admit, that was, if you liked it, it was my idea and something that we're going to try to build on and continue and kind of, bring a little interest, not just to the paper, but to a lot of things maybe in our present and our past in Sagersville and McGoffin County. If you have any ideas along that front, well, let me know. Check it out tomorrow and see what you think. Have a little fun. And I'll see you back here for more of Your News Today tomorrow night. Thank you, as always. Thank you so much for being a part of the show.